Hello students, good morning. This is Justin sir. Today we are going to see the chapter number 8 from Civics, Framing of Constitution and its Feature. Now what is Constitution? Constitution means any systematic collection of rules designed to govern a country's regime is known as Constitution. Now to rule a school, to run a school, to rule or to govern any country, we need some rules. And that in this way, to govern a country, some rules are designed, and the collection of the rules are called constitution. Now, what is constitution? What is the importance of constitution? So constitution is the basic and most important document. So in the world, each country has their own constitution. Means they have to perform their duties. They make some rules according to the constitution. The laws of the country are based on the constitution. Now any particular country's laws, which means rules, are based on the constitution. Constitution involves periodically changing requirements of the people's aspiration, expectations, interest, as well as the emotions which are high. So some constitution involve periodically change requirement. Means periodically means after some periods, if any amendments are needed, government will make some change in the amendments. So it is called periodically changing. So it depends on the aspiration, expectations and interest of the people. For example, if we are talking about some rules related the crime which are occurred or which are committed by the criminals, so if they have no fear of that rule, so government have decide that we have to make some strict rules against this offense or against this crime. So it is called the amendment in the constitution. So it is a long process that we will discuss afterwards. Okay, now what is the amendment that I am going to tell you. Now that's the reason constitution is known as a live and a basic document. So that's why constitution is called a live and basic document. Now why live? Because you know that constitution, all the rules and regulations of our country are based on our constitution, and our constitution is the longest constitution in the world. Now here the process of framing of the constitution. Now how did the how did our leaders make the constitution? What did they do? Here we are going to discuss. So before independence, the British government on 25th March 1946 handed the duty to the cabinet mission of 3 members to find a solution to a questions of India's independence. On basis of recommendation of the cabinet mission, the Constituent Assembly was constituted and the structure of the constitution was decided. So, on the basis of recommendation of the cabinet mission, which was made at that time, the Constituent Assembly was constituted and the structure of the constitution was decided, that on which topics, which things we have to include in our constitution. These things are discussed, and one structure of our constitution was decided. Now the Constituent Assembly. Now what is Constituent Assembly? The members which were going to framing a constitution is called Constituent Assembly, and in that Constitution Assembly there were 385 members which were from the various different religions, caste, gender and people, or as well as from the various geographical diversification. Political representatives and experts of the previous or various sectors were included. So Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of the Cabinet Assembly, a drafting committee was appointed to draft the constitution under the chairmanship of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. If the question will be asked who is the president of Constituent Assembly, at that time you have to write Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and if the question is asked that who is the chairman of the Constituent Assembly, at that time you have to write Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Now, the Constitution Assembly met for the 166 sessions spread over the 2 years, 11 months and 17 days. So, this much time was taken by the members of the Constituent Assembly to frame our Constitution. On 26 November 1949, the Constitution was unanimously unanimously passed in the Constituent Assembly. On 26 January 1950, Constitution of India came into existence and India was declared as a republic nation. That's why we are celebrated 26 January as a republic day. Thereafter, every year 26 January we celebrate as a republic day with our national farewell. In the Indian Constitution, we have four lions as a national emblems. We have our national emblems, four lions on the coins or some on the caps of that policemen or somewhere else. You saw this kind of national emblems, and the national slogan is Satyamev Jayate. Or we can say that this constitution is the basic, we can, as we saw, that basic and most important document of our country. Now if we are talking about preamble, now what is preamble? The preamble means introduction. Preamble means introduction. If you are reading any book, in the beginning of the book, what is there in that book, that that is given to you in small summary, it is called preamble. In this way our constitution has a preamble. And what is preamble? The preamble means introduction, and there are introduction or say preamble at the beginning of our constitution. As you open our constitution, on the first page you found out preamble. Now preamble is the core and important part of the constitution. Preamble is the, see, this is the preamble. Here you can see in the image, this is a preamble. Now preamble is the core and important part of the constitution. Why? Because whatever in our constitution is there, all the things are mentioned in the preamble. That what are there in our, what the things we are included in our preamble, and all these things, the words written in the preamble highlights the soul of the constitution. Now which things, what the our constituent assembly members kept in mind while they were preparing the this constitution? The preamble consists the clear ideas about aims and ideals of the constitution, as you see in the preamble. Therefore it gives us a clear insight of the preamble of rule of welfare. It depicts the minds and objectives of the constitution maker, means depicts, it shows, it represents that what kind of objectives they in the minds of the constitution makers. Thus by reading and studying the preamble, one can get the clear ideas about the constitution of India. And that's why we can say that the preamble serves as a compass. Most of the thing that preamble is, we can say the preamble is the soul of the Indian constitution. It is the key to understand the Indian constitution. Preamble verbalize the fundamental objective of the constitution. Then preamble aims, ideas and principles of the preamble gives us a clear insight of the rule of welfare. Means rule of welfare, here you can see the word rule of welfare. Here you can see rule of welfare. Rule of welfare means हमको लोगों की भलाई के लिए काम करना है, लोगों का भला ही इच्छना है। इसमें पक्षपात, जातिवाद या ऐसा अन्याय ऐसे कोई शब्द का इस्तेमाल नहीं किया गया है। यहाँ यूनिटी, सोशलिस्ट, ठीक है, और इंटीग्रिटी ऐसा वर्ड यूज़ किया गया है। मतलब हमें सार्वभौमत्व से एकजुट होकर देश की तरक्की में हाथ जुटाना है। द the ideals of justice, equality, liberty, fraternity, dignity of individual and unity of the integrity of the nation are expressed in the preamble. Now, if we are thinking about that what is the importance of preamble? So, in the constitution, in the Indian constitution, we have four lines, na? As a national emblem and national slogan Satyamev Jayate. Now, the preamble is a core and important part of the constitution. Indian constitution began with preamble, as you know. Now, some words are inscribed in the preamble are given below. Which words? That we the people of India, see here, we, it start like this: we the people of India having solemnly resolved the constitutes India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure all the citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, worship. These are our fundamental rights. Liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, worship. These are our fundamental that we will discuss in next chapter. Equality of status and the opportunity, and to promote the fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and the integrity of the nation. So these all these things are our fundamental rights and duties that we will discuss in the next chapter. So here you can say when any ambiguity or occurs details in the law arises, preamble helps in understanding and interpreting of the law. Means if you have any confusion related any law or any rule, that preamble helps you to understand and interpret about the law. So preambles is national unity, integrity, and is a standard crust of brotherhood among the citizens who are having noble sentiments and ideals. So preamble is backed by high ideals and goals. So in the preamble, it here shows in the preamble we can see the brotherhood among the citizens who are having noble sentiments and ideals. Means he never says that don't hate your neighbors, hate your brother. He, in our constitution, it is always said that love your brother or show your brotherhood to your neighbors or your friends. The next part about the pillars of preamble we will see in the next video. Thank you.